I'm, yep. Alright, this is a bit of a new video. We got 5 eggs here, empty milk jug. We got my dog. What's up, Dudley? I wanted to talk about how to deal with burnout and motivation. You know, you see online, everyone's hustle culture, work 16 hours a day, do this, do that, and at some point, I mean, you're gonna experience burnout, right? It's just inevitable. But I think with this mentality I've developed, I mean, I used to get burnt out all the time. Even when we're talking about like when I was a kid, I used to play video games, you know, I'd like want to be a professional player. And, you know, I'd try in like 4 different games. I'd try to be a pro Rocket League player and then CSGO and Valorant, right? I think that's where my discipline first came. Well, not discipline. Anyways, whenever I'd play the games, you know, eventually after a certain amount, you'd just get burnt out and you wouldn't want to play the game anymore. But what I think now that I'm older and that I'm more disciplined and I'm wiser, I don't think that is called burnout. I think that's just called not being motivated. I mean, I genuinely don't feel burnout now. For the past 4 or 5 months that I've been working on this business, I do not feel burnout. I did feel burnout when I tried starting a TikTok page and selling a no-fap course. I felt very high levels of burnt out after about a week. I'm not talking to you. But now, I think I've developed a form of discipline that I don't see it as being burnt out. I see it as just not being motivated. And I think if you can frame it that, you know, I'm not burnt out, I'm not motivated, and I need to keep pushing, then that's the correct mindset. Instead of I'm burnt out, I'm going to stop doing this. You should think, I'm burnt out, this feels like it sucks, I don't want to do this anymore, but I just have to keep going, no matter how I feel. And that comes back to my previous video where I talked about the different daily goals that you want to set, right? You want to say, I got to get this done, and this done, and then it's considered a productive day. And even after that, if you don't feel productivity paradox, but that's a whole different topic I've already talked about. So where am I going with this? Essentially, if you're two types of people. If one, you're trying to start a business or you're trying to do something, be a professional sports player, for example, and you feel burnt out, it's not burnout. Don't even use that word. You're not burnt out. You are unmotivated, meaning you need to find the discipline to get the task done. Just because you're burnt out or unmotivated doesn't mean you shouldn't do the task. It just means that once you do the task, you'll probably feel that bit of motivation again. Be like, thank God I finished the task. Okay, I'm ready for day 2. I don't know if I'm just rambling. Most of my videos, you can probably tell, they've got a lot more jump cuts and they're a bit more, I guess, like scripted, which I don't necessarily think as a bad thing. I just think that I can get a point across more clear, but these videos might seem a bit more personal. So I'm literally just making this before the gym. Let me know what you guys think, and then I'll see what sort of videos we're making in the future. But I'm just going to be cooking this. If any other thoughts go to my head, I'll talk about them. There we go. The bulking on a marathon videos, they're not over. It's just, like, I'm really trying to find it hard to fit all that in. Like, I'm trying to literally take YouTube as seriously as, well, like, seriously, unseriously, because the content's not super Mr. Beast, whatever, CTR optimization, but I'm trying to, you know, make sure that I get regular content and build up an audience. At the same time, I'm trying to run my own agency, which comes with a lot of fucking work, and at the same time try to make money through DoorDash to pay my rent. So I've got a lot on my plate. lot on my plate. I like it though. Like, I had this one girl on Tinder, we were talking for a bit, but I literally had to cut things off the other day because I'm just too busy. I don't mean it as like it being a dick, but it's just, you know, I'm just definitely, for the next 6 months at least, definitely not in a position to mess around. There's some serious shit. But fuck, things are going really well, I'm not gonna lie. This is probably the furthest that I've gotten in any business. I mean, I tried, you know, selling like GPT fucking no-fap courses, which was, I don't know why the hell I tried doing that. I tried YouTube automation. I did car detailing for a bit, but I think now I've actually found something that I'm good at. And 2024 is gonna be a wicked fucking year. And if anyone, you know, at home watching this is thinking, well, my 2024 is gonna suck, then you gotta change your mindset. You gotta flip the switch. It's a good quote, and it's true. I mean, back to the whole motivation thing, actually, this comes full circle. I mean, if you think about it, oh, fuck. Fuck. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm not making it to 2025. Can't let Dudley eat this, he'd fucking kick the can. Fuck, man, why didn't I put the powder first? I always do powder first, and there's no issue. What do you guys do? Powder or milk first? Or water if you're on a cut? I've never done that shit though. I should title this video, Guy Makes His First Protein Shake. Oh, it's literally on the floor. My feet are like... Okay, so I'd like to just throw this in here. This new water bottle came. Let me pour out the excess. Look at this fucking thing. This thing is huge, man. It is 4 liters. It was $67. It's 100% stainless steel, so there's no estrogenics. And it's just fucking awesome. So let's see me fill this up. Dusty. This is fucked, man. Yeah, back to the whole discipline thing. Or not, yeah, discipline and burnout. Or the fake idea that burnout is a thing. I don't think burnout's a thing. It's just being unmotivated. Which is not an excuse to stop working, being unmotivated. But that's how you gotta think about it. Anyways, an easy mindset to adapt that has really helped me is just putting yourself in the shoes of a person that you're trying to get to. Like, for example, if you want to be a professional basketball player, yeah, you probably got to think like Michael Jordan. You probably have to train like Kobe Bryant, you know? You can't just say, oh, well he's Kobe Bryant, you know, of course I'm not Kobe Bryant, I'm not gonna train like that. Well, what sort of results are you trying to get? Your paradigm is what you believe in the world, what you believe is possible. My paradigm is that if I drop this tissue, it's gonna hit the floor. And that's true, because everything I've done up to this day leads me to believe that gravity works like that, and that if I drop that tissue, there's no way it's gonna start floating. However, you can use the same methodology when it comes to success and trying to win in life. For example, if my paradigm is that I'm gonna be a millionaire and I'm gonna have a 6-figure agency and eventually teach people how to do the same, then I've got to act like that. I have to do 50 cold calls a day, then leading up to 60 and 70 and 100. I have to get better at sales. I have to learn. I have to stay healthy. I have to stick to a disciplined schedule. There's no shortcuts, and there's nothing that... And that way, like, just based on pure logic right here, remove all of your limiting beliefs. If you act exactly like the person you want to be like, then you are going to get the same results. If you act like a drug head, like a crackhead, and you spend all your money on crack, you're probably going to go homeless. If you act like Michael Jordan and eat the same diet that he did and train the exact same that he did, okay, yeah, you guys have different physical capabilities, and at some point you're probably gonna find that barrier, but for the most part, you will achieve success. But it's not a matter of burning out. Like, don't even think of that. Just think of, I feel like shit right now, but what would Michael Jordan do? What would Iman Ghodzi do? What would Alex Hormozi do? What would Hamza do? What would MJ DeMarco do? In fact, that's literally my screensaver, is what would MJ DeMarco do? He talks about gathering up your freedom fighters. Saving $1 is like having one freedom fighter. And enough money, you have enough freedom. So it's sort of like build up your MRR to where you get to a point where you've got a monthly recurring revenue of 10,000 freedom fighters. That's a lot of freedom fighters.